Meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed and acted upon. In accordance with the provisions of this Act, the Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be posted in the Board Office, City Clerk's Office, Public Library, and all Englewood Public Schools, and emailed or faxed to the record suburbanite presidents of the ETA and EAA, presidents of the parent-teacher organizations, and any person who has requested the individual notice and paid the required fee. Roll call. Mr. Barrios, Ms. Craig Berry, Mr. Rodriguez, Ms. Marone, Mr. Watson, Ms. David, Ms. Schwartz, Ms. Lerner, Ms. Donaldson. If we can now stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Rodriguez? Yes. Ms. Marone? Yes. Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Ms. Schwartz?
Yes.
Ms. Lerner?
Yes.
Ms. Donaldson?
Oh. Yes.
Okay.
Privilege. It's a public meeting.
July 9th is my only inspection, Ms. Schwartz. July 18th is Shannon.
Right, we can't hear. It's a public meeting.
July 9th minutes did pass. The July 18th will go back on the next agenda. And I have a motion. There's not enough yes votes. And I have a motion to approve the board secretary report.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes.
Ms. Marone? Mr. Watson?
Yes.
Ms. Schwartz?
Yes.
Ms. Lerner? Yes. Ms. Donaldson?
Yes.
Approved.
Hello, everyone. We'll go right into committee reports. Donovan, you want to start with policy? Dallin?
Yes, the Finance Committee met on August 9th, and the most salient issues to bring to your attention are that the state released extraordinary aid and non-public transportation aid numbers, and the district received approximately $300,000 more in revenues than had been anticipated, so that's a nice thing. This agenda also includes a resolution for the purchase of a security system for 3 schools and annual maintenance, and that was all discussed at our finance meeting.
Thank you.
Good evening. The infrastructure met on July 26th, and we discussed several things. One being
the status of the roof project that we're working on. Also, we discussed security cameras. We're trying to upgrade security cameras in all buildings. We also discussed that we're looking for services for electrical. And we also discussed that, just like last year, the board, we did a walkthrough through the schools to see how, what job they did over the summer, the cleanliness. So we're also going to do that. And then at the end of August, we'll do a walkthrough through the school. And one last thing is that Mr. Krabs is planning to let the parents know how they're doing with the cleaning of the schools. So the parents and the teachers will have like a paper where they will check what is being cleaned and what is not being cleaned. We're trying to improve the cleanliness of the schools. And we discussed that, and that was all we discussed as far as infrastructure. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now go to the superintendent report.
Thank you, Ms. Donaldson. First, let me say it's a privilege to be with you all this evening in the absence of Mr. Kravitz, the superintendent. This evening we have a very brief superintendent's report in which we will have the opportunity to hear from our new high school principal. I am sure that he will actually introduce himself in his own way. So without further ado, I introduce to you Mr. Ben Suro, principal of Blackmore High School.
Thank you for the it's okay. I have a loud voice, so I'm not going to use the microphone. So thank you for having me here tonight. I think it's a really nice thing to have the opportunity to come out and speak. I guess the best place for me to start is to talk about my history in education. So I started teaching in 2004. Before that, I was at the pre-med school in Mercy College down there. My whole goal was to become a pediatrician and a oncologist. I went through pre-med. I got accepted into the Yeshiva University Albert Einstein School of Medicine in the Bronx, and I was really happy. Things were going along really great. And then I got leukemia, and I was not able to continue my studies. So while I was getting better, obviously, I wanted to stay busy as best as I could. So I started to do tutoring at a school in the city, Xavier High School, where a friend of mine was the dean of students. I got involved in tutoring, and the next thing you know, I'm a biology, chemistry, and physics teacher in the school. So I got into Xavier 2004. I taught all honors level science. After about 3 years, I was asked to be the assistant dean of students, which is a daunting task because there was 1,000 boys in one school, and I was the one that was in charge of making sure that those boys were acting in accordance with our policies and regulations. And actually, it was a really good experience because it went from a discipline role to me where it was discipline with dignity. So obviously, mentoring and talking to students a little bit more about, why we should act the way we should act. So after that, I went to a small school in Greenwich, Connecticut called the Stanwich School. I was invited to go there to be the dean of students and also the department chair of science. The school was brand new. I was literally involved in putting the first shovel in the ground with the school. It was an amazing opportunity, again, administrative-wise and teaching. I was there for about a year. I was by myself. My mom one day surprised me with an eHarmony gift card. She didn't like that I was by myself. I took a weekend, took a day, one weekend, excuse me. I did the profile and I met my wife in New Milford, New Jersey. Couldn't stay in Connecticut. That was too much of an issue, especially since I wanted to be closer to her and family. We were able to find a job for me at Bergen Tech in Peterborough, where I was an honors biology and AP biology teacher. I spent 5 years there teaching science and also being a lead teacher. I was fortunate enough to be invited to Orange Public Schools to become a district science supervisor, grades K through 12. And that was a really good job. My whole goal professionally has always been to be a principal in a high school. So I was afforded another opportunity after Orange Public Schools to be a vice principal in the STEM Academy in Patterson. I was there for 8 months and then decided to see if I could pursue my goal of becoming a principal principal. I interviewed for Dwight Morrow, and I'm blessed to be here right now. I'm very blessed to be here. I have a passion for education. I have a passion for youth. I have a passion for mentoring, and I have a passion for community. I think all of those things will suit me well as I transition into this role. I'm involved in Special Olympics. I'm also involved in a nonprofit called Hype Life, where we work with students to bridge their passion with their purpose. I'm just someone who's involved in the community, and I enjoy seeing students grow, young men and young women grow. So that's a little bit about me. I look forward to moving to school. I know that we have our challenges as a community. Please know that I'm very, very focused on making sure that we move the school forward. One of the things that I'll be focusing on is making sure that we communicate with the entire community. We have a diverse and vibrant and an amazing community in Englewood, and I want to make sure that everyone who's communicated with felt that they're heard and supported. All right, so I'm very big with communication. I'm very big with community. Being the principal now in the high school, I am a member and a citizen of Englewood, and I take that very seriously. So you will see me in community events all the time. I think that there's a lot of great things that are happening in the high school. I wish some of those little things that add up to big things would be shared. You'll see that I'm going to be putting out a lot of social media videos talking about some of those great things that are happening in the school. We had AP scores for AP calculus, and the scores were amazing. I don't know if enough people are talking about that. So my job as a principal is to make sure that the great things that are happening in Whitehall High School, the communities are part of that, and they're hearing about it. So a lot of talking. I'm really happy to be here. This is a blessing for me, and I look forward to moving the school forward.
Thank you, Mr. Ciro. I'm sure that members of the community will make time to meet with you at another time and further conversation with you. All right?
Can I ask one question? Are you going to do that same presentation?
Can't hear.
Yes.
What was the question?
Is he going to do that same presentation to the audience that he makes a presentation to?
Sure.
Correct.
Absolutely.
All right. And
I was just wondering, can we ask him questions? I mean, or is he going to come back?
So, I'm not sure what Mr. Kravitz and Mr. Sorrell have. I do understand that, but I don't know what they have planned, if there's another community forum where there's going to be more question and answers. This presentation was really just for the community to meet him and, hear him tell his story. I don't know, would you like to answer a question or two? We could limit the questions to, 1 or 2 questions from the audience. It's up to you.
I can take a couple questions. Sure.
Okay.
We think that is appropriate for us to give exact questions, especially in all of this meeting, really get that decision, for us to.
I just have a two-part simple question, and that is, you've been here now, 30 days now?
Month and a half.
A month and a half, okay. So it's an easy question. What have you, and this can be a general answer, but what have you discovered that merits your almost immediate attention since you've been here? And also, how would you go about recruiting excellent staff from the classroom, especially when it comes to subjects like math and science?
Okay, so challenges that I've identified are obviously attendance is a big one.
Can't hear.
Education is another, and then community. Those are the big things that I've identified with my team, not by myself, but with my team, that we would like to address. Those are the major things. Recruiting teachers. I've been in education now for 15 15 years, I have a very, very extensive educational network of professionals. I tap into that as much as I can. Right now, we are filling out our teaching roster with the best possible candidates that we can find. We are interviewing any and every candidate that we can, because we want to make sure that we put the best possible educator in front of our children. So, I hope that answers the question.
Sir?
Yes, sir.
Do you live
I live in Ridgeville Park. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to the community.
Thank you.
And you always want to be a rough ride. I want you to know that. Who you're a rough ride, because damage. Damage. And I'll be there to help you. I hope you know. You know, kids are really feeling good job. Please look forward and talk about the community and allow us here that we need to support.
I appreciate it.
And that's from my heart. Thank you, brother.
And nice to meet you.
You're welcome, sir.
You mentioned team. Could you tell us who your team is?
My team?
Yes.
My team is everyone in this building.
Could you give us some names so we know who they are, put a face to the name?
G, Ms. Bender, Mr. Kravitz, Rich Chansky, Rosemary Seitel, Ms. Aronson. Anybody who's in that building is my team.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Suro. Again, please, by all means, you know where Mr. Suro is located. Feel free to reach out and speak to him according to his schedule, of course. All right, again, this was supposed to be a small and short or brief superintendent's report. So at this point, it does complete. Thank you. Ms. Thomas.
Thank you. We'll now move to privilege of the floor.